Guys, so today I come back with a review of one of my foundation that I've been using for quite a while. This is the Rimmel Wake Me Up foundation. Now I'm just going to straight away mention that this foundation claims to be very radiant, anti-fatigue effect for your skin, and this also marketed as to give a little bit of boost to the skin and just make your skin very awake and wake you up in the morning basically. Now this give a very luminous finish and a radiant glow for a flawless natural looking skin. So it also says that it will give a flawless and natural finish and just very moisturizing basically. Now I should mention that this foundation does smells very nice. It smells kind of a fresh citrusy smell and also a little bit of cucumber, so it's a hybrid between those two, which I think is very nice and definitely that kind of scent is going to wake you up in the morning, of course. So and but other than that, I don't know if it actually does wake you up in the morning or not, but this definitely gives a sense that it's going to wake you up in the morning, so that's one thing. And there's also an SPF 15, so it's always good to just protect your skin a little bit if your moisturizer don't have SPF. However, you should definitely have SPF in your morning routine. And I also should mention that this is in the shade Soft Beige 200, and my color is actually NC30 to NC25, so those are kind of like just color reference a little bit. And a little bit about this foundation, packaging wise, it's very nice. As you can see, it gives a very nice weight. It's not very heavy, but it is not very light that it looks cheap, so it actually looks very nice. And one thing to note though, this cap kind of make a delusion that the foundation looks a lot bigger while you take it off. It generally looks really tiny, as you can see here. However, this does contains of 1 fluid ounces or 30 ml, so it's an industry standard foundation volume for for everyone. Another thing is that I in Singapore actually cannot get my hands on this foundation, so you have to either order online. I think this foundation might only be available in the UK because I can find it in Feel Unique website, which is one of my favorite UK based online website, and also you can find it in ASOS, and both of the sites have a free shipping, so those are great. Free shipping international, of course, I mean. So without any further ado, I'm just going to let you know how it applies and doing some demonstration on yourself. So I actually filmed myself applying this in the morning, and I hope you enjoy the reviews. So I am just going to give out one little pump at the back of my hand. So like that. Now I thought I will give you a little bit of review about this foundation, just because I think it's quite nice also to know how this foundation is going to last on like people with me, because I do have more oily skin than dry skin, and also because I live in Singapore, and as you know, this is like probably the hottest of the hottest climate that you can find. I'm just going to use this Sigma angled kabuki brush because it's just one of my favorite way to apply foundation anyway. So I would say that this foundation blends out very easily. And I can definitely say that this foundation has a very good coverage. I would say it's more on like medium to full coverage. I would say that if you have very sensitive eyes, you shouldn't put this like around your eyes, just because there is a quite prominent fragrance in this foundation. However, I do not really have sensitive eyes, so it's fine. Okay, so as you can see, this foundation gives a very nice coverage. It's definitely given me a medium to full coverage. This is a little bit light for me at the moment, just because I've done so much. Yeah, maybe I can zoom in a little bit so that you can see a little bit better. Alright, so as you can see, this foundation gives a kind of quite, I wouldn't say that this is very natural. As you can see, you can definitely tell that I'm wearing sort of like a foundation or like base. It's definitely not like actual skin. At least like the first minute that I apply it, maybe the foundation still needs a little bit more time to settle down or to like set. yeah, but coverage wise I think it's quite nice, and this is also very good if you have a lot of discoloration. I have a lot of like red spot, and I think this foundation kind of covers really well. So I think overall it's a quite nice foundation, I would say. Now I also should mention that I have very kind of a combination to oily skin. I do not have very oily skin, but I do have combination skin, and I also sweat a lot just because it's very hot and humid here and all. So I'm just not going to think how this foundation going to hold up, just because with any foundation I definitely need to powder, so I'm just going to powder it. I'm using the Hello Flawless powder. This is by Benefit. Alright, so now I'm going to finish all of my makeup and I'll be right back. Alright, so now all my makeup is complete, and I'm just going to let you know, maybe zoom in a little bit again. I just have a little bit of blush in my cheeks, no bronzer today. Just want to let you know that it actually does look very nice after about 5 minutes of the first application. It does look a lot more natural than before, and let's see, yeah, it kind of melts with my natural oil as I think as this 5 minutes has gone, and it has been holding up very nice so far. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to come back and give you an update after a couple of hours. Just going to do some errands today. Hey guys, so it has been about 6 hours since my last check-in, and as you can see I definitely get a little bit dewy, get a lot of shine on my nose and like this area, but I think overall the foundation has been holding up pretty well. It's just that because I have more on combo oily skin, that's why it doesn't really last that long. I mean, but I think this one is pretty good actually for 6 hours or so. I just need a little bit help. I think that's quite a long period of time considering that the foundation is very dewy finish. Other than that, I think I really like the finish now. As you can see, it looks very natural. It doesn't look like I'm wearing a ton of makeup. Although when I first put it in, the makeup looks very powdery, I mean. But now it gets a lot more natural looking, so I kind of like it. One thing that I noticed that it does kind of settle to like lines here. I have like lines there. I think kind of settles to that lines and making it a little bit more kind of formed. Yeah. So that's one negative side of it, kind of kicking up a little bit. But probably just because I have more like oily skin. And yeah, this is also with a powder on top. I do think that if you have got more on a dry skin, you can definitely pull this foundation off. If you have got more oily skin, I'm not sure how this foundation is going to react. It might not last as long. However, like I mentioned, I have quite combination to oily skin, but this foundation actually holds up pretty well for me, so I'm kind of impressed by that. I do think that the Rimmel Wake Me Up foundation is really good. Oh, and I should mention also this this look is without touching up at all, so I didn't touch up, I didn't blot, I didn't use any tissue to pat my face or anything. I didn't touch my face at all throughout the day, so this is kind of like real timeline. I think it's okay. As far as like anti-fatigue goes, I haven't really tried with a flash photography, so I really cannot say from my personal point of view. But in my opinion, SPF 15 is actually not quite a big SPF, so you can definitely take a picture with this as well. So I think that's all that I can say about this foundation. Overall, I really like it. I'm just going to continue using it. It's not, I wouldn't say that this is my absolute favorite foundation. I do think that I have other foundation that I like a lot better than this one, but this is kind of like an okay, leaning towards a better foundation that I've tried. Alright, so I'm just going to let you guys go, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.